Intercontinental Sport TV. I tell you, we're back again. We are back again with Friday Sport Talk. Yes, welcoming everybody onto this show. Yes, you know, it's right. Ready? On ISTV, this is how we do it. Every Friday, of course. Yes, it's going to be loud. And the key debate is here, SALAH or HAZARD. I tell you, HAZARD. Oh, drop it. All right, I have in the studio, getting ready, my people. Robin's ready. Margaret is she's ready. The Iron Lady. Kule also is joining us. Tonight it's gonna be loud, I tell you. You ready? All right. Tonight, people. Let's looking for tonight. Yes. I tell you, you're ready. All right, let me go with this. Bringing on this man. I call him Robbie. Robbie's there with me. Robbie, what's going on? You're welcome to the show. How do you like on the video for Robbie?
Hey, Vivian, how you doing? It's good to be on the show. It's good to be on the show. It's good to be on the show. And I will say this for anybody listening to us right now. This is where you want to be when we're talking about the latest news in the world of sports. Our analysis are undiluted. Our analysis are straight to the point, and will more or less educate you as regards what is going on in every sphere of sports, both local, both foreign, and of course, we can extend it to other sports as it is. So it is good to be on the show. A whole lot happening right now in Europe. Transfer market is buzzing, and I will tell you that Arsenal are doing very, very well in the market. During Timber's medical, he has been completed, so he is more or less an Arsenal player. So Arsenal means they mean business this coming season. And a quick one, let me just quickly talk about this on the peripheral, because a lot is happening in the Nigerian sports scene. And I think it's one of the stories we're going to talk about, because the latest I can tell you right now that is about 15 minutes old is a respected journalist is set to publish the transcript of the messages between himself and the former NFF president. So that tells you that a lot is happening in the country. And I've decided to stage a protest. That is when they go up against Canada in their first match of the FIFA World Cup. Why? Because the NFF told them that there is no money they have to pay them for their World Cup, as that is their World Cup allowances. So the Falcons, until it changes, have decided that they will not play that match. So that is another issue we are having right now in the country.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy, it's not funny, people. It's not funny. It's not funny. This is what we're going to discuss tonight. I tell you, I want to welcome everybody once again on to this Friday Sports Talk. Please, people, it is what it is. Please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to our channel if you are watching this for the first time. I'm also going to welcome this Iron Lady. She's a Manchester United fan. She's happy. We are signing something. We are doing something. Let me ask her. Let me bring her on. Margaret, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, the Dawn. Good evening from here. I'm doing well. Great. Actually, it's great to be here once again. Hi, everyone in the studio.
All right.
And thank God it's Friday.
I tell you, thank God it's Friday. It is.
Yeah. I'm actually super excited because some of the top clubs football. Top clubs are back in training ahead of the preseason, so it's going to be an exciting one because we'll get to see our new signings doing their thing. We'll get to see what they have to offer, and I just hope that this season, the coming season, will be a great one for our beloved clubs.
Oh God!
So, good to be here.
All right, welcome this woman onto this show. She's happy, she's buzzing, she's ready. Also want to welcome this great man too, all the way from that fast city, the city I love most in Nigeria. I'm talking about Shodi City. Oh Shodi, Ole, are you ready? What's going on, bro?
Good evening, the Dawn. Good evening to Margaret, Robbie, and everyone else listening to us. It's great to be on the show once again, and yeah, what a period of drama that we have. Robbie just spells it out. What's the thing going on between the NFF and and the Super Falcons at the moment. And all these kind of things just reiterate why I feel that sometimes I feel saying you want to represent Nigeria, comes at a very, very big risk. So before you say you want to think it well. Think it well, because these are the kind of things you are going to face when you decide to represent Nigeria. So the question you should ask yourself is, are you ready to stomach it? If you can stomach it, enjoy the ride. That's what I would say.
All right. I want to welcome everybody onto this show. It's going to be loud tonight. Please join us. Subscribe to the channel anywhere you're watching from. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. We call this Friday Sport Talk. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to start with you, Margaret. Would you like to go for who is it, Salah or Hazard? That's a quick debate. We always do this every Friday. You can drop your comment anywhere, anywhere, anything you feel like. Just drop your comment. Who, why you're picking Salah over Hazard, or Hazard over Salah? Yeah, I just want to start off with this great woman, the Iron Lady of ISTV. Margaret, talk to me. Why are you picking Salah or Hazard? Or which one are you picking? Talk to me. And why? You're ready.
I will pick Salah.
Oh, wow.
Great players, yeah. A great goal scorer. He is quick. He can dribble. He is intelligent. He is energetic. I don't know how I'm going to describe this Salah. Salah is the kind of player when you have in your team, you have no problem. You know he's going to give you that goal in a season. He's going to give you over 20 goals in a season. And we have seen what he has done so far with Liverpool since he he signed for Liverpool in 2017. We have seen how he has changed Liverpool team. I know they're going to say, it's not him alone. Yes, it's not the one alone, but adding him to that team is a great plus and like a gold, getting a gold. And he struck that balance. He had that strike partner with in fact, the front three of Mane, Salah, and Firmino, we know they were deadly, and they actually made Liverpool one of the most fearful teams during from 2018 down to at least 2022. Should I say 2022? But though Liverpool are not that formidable as they were 2 seasons ago, but I'm going to pick Mo Salah anytime, any day, because he's going to give goals, assists also. I'm not taking anything away from Hazard. Hazard is actually a wonderful player, great player. He's a great attacker. He's a great player. I'm not taking anything away from that, but having Salah in my team gives me a lot. In fact, it gives me. Yeah. I think I'll prefer Salah over Hazard.
All right, that's Margaret. Margaret is going for Salah over Hazard. I can't believe it. That's beautiful. That's the opinion. Please drop your comment. How you feel? Who you're gonna pick? Is it Salah or Hazard? What are you waiting for? Drop your comment. For me, I'll tell you what I'm waiting for. I want to call on Kule. Kule, which one are you gonna go for? Salah or Hazard? Talk to me, Kule.
Is this supposed to be a joke, or is this supposed to even be a debate first and foremost?
It's a debate.
I feel it is a funny debate, sorry to say. It's very funny. I don't know why we're having come on. What is there to laugh? Come on, it's Eden Hazard. We don't need to now I understand, yes, you might say yes, what's his name? You might say yes. You might say maybe Mohamed Salah has scored more goals than Hazard. I might not be sure, but I want to believe he has scored more goals than Hazard. But you need to understand that. Remembering Eden Hazard, Eden Hazard was someone. As at the time when Eden Hazard was playing, I don't think there was anybody that was better than him, really, because you understand, he was miles apart from everyone. There was no rival, and this is not about maybe in terms of goals or assists, but we are talking about gameplay, the influence he brings into the team. I think the kind of influence that Eden Hazard, had on the team, it's unmatched, and I think that is why even Chelsea fans, if there was an opportunity to bring Eden Hazard back, I am very sure that they would want to have him, just simply because of that impact. But I don't think that's the case of Liverpool, because in as much as, yes, Salah has been the most important player for Liverpool, yes, in terms of goals, but you look at it that there are a lot of people who are support cast around him, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, but in the case of Hazard more or less carried this Chelsea team, and he was able to bring them to a lot of success in the Premier League. You look at what he did during Jose Mourinho's time, under, I think, Antonio Conte as well. All that Premier League success and title success that they had in other competitions, it was all down to, the brilliance of Eden Hazard. So I feel it is not up for debate. it is straight hands down Eden Hazard.
All right, Eden Hazard going by Kunle. Kunle loves Eden Hazard. They are friends, they are brothers. They are. I don't know.
I don't know him from anywhere.
All right, let me welcome this guy again. Robbie, talk to me. Which one are you going to go for? The quick debate says, why? Who is it, Salah or Hazard?
Well, for Eden Hazard and Salah, I think is going to be a close one for me. Why? Because of how important both players were. Yes, how important they have been for both Chelsea and Liverpool. Just like Ole rightly said, when Eden Hazard was at Chelsea, there was nobody like him in that team, because he more or less carried the team on his backs, and we all knew how much of a thorn in the flesh he was against Arsenal, most especially. So, yes, over the years, I think it has been very unfortunate that the move to Real Madrid has not turned out to be what he expected, and of course what fans across the world expected. And it seems like as if maybe any moment from now we might just get to hear the news that he has decided to retire from football. For Salah, this is one man that has been exceptional for Liverpool. He has been exceptional. When it comes to goal contribution, when it comes to goals scored, this is one man you can beat your chest as a coach and say, with this man, I have at least confirmed 15 goals coming from this man, confirmed. And he's not this kind of player that he will give you goals from. He relies on penalties to score goals. No, he's not that kind of person. He's not that kind of player. So for Liverpool, I think I will sway in the direction of Salah. Why? Because of his longevity for Liverpool as compared to Eden Hazard, who didn't really spend that much time with Chelsea, and when he went to Madrid, he really didn't do much there as well. So I will swing the way of Salah because of his contributions to the cause of Chelsea. He won the Champions League with the team. He won the Club World Cup. He won the league. He won the League Cup. He won the Carabao Cup. He won the Community Shield. So this is one man that has been through thick and thin for Liverpool, and he has been there for the club. So I will go the way of Salah as my own pick between these two players.
All right, let me welcome this. Hold on. I want to welcome this man, Irate, the Liverpool man himself. Is going to tell us who is he going to go for. I'm sure, I'm reading his mind. Irate is going to talk. He's going to tell us he loves Eden Hazard over Salah. Just watch. Irate, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dedon. It's good to be here.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting listening to Kunle, Robbie, and Maggie talking about this debate. And I find it amusing that Kunle said this is not even close or shouldn't even be a debate, which is I really don't understand why he thinks it's that way. But anyways, both of them are great players, and you can look at it from different angles. We'll be looking for a player who is very good at dribbling and going past players, taking on players. I think Hazard is better, hands down, better than Salah in doing that.
Wow.
But if you are looking for a player who would get you goals, and these goals gives results, a player that will get you at least 20 goals a season, even in his worst season, the man for you is Mohamed Salah, hands down. And we are talking about, he had a support cast, Salah had this, and Hazard didn't have that. I don't agree with that, because Chelsea have always had good players. They had the season when Diego Costa was top scorer. They had Fabregas, they had Matic, they had Aspilicueta, Ivanovic. I can count on and on, Courtois. So you can't say Hazard didn't have a support cast like Salah had. So that is a wrong assertion in my opinion. Also, if you look at their longevity in the game, we're talking about a man who scored 30 goals, 16 assists last season and is still going strong, to a man who has been out of football for 3 to 4 years now. So I don't even consider him playing at all. So looking at the longevity, it's not even a comparison to me that regarding this debate. For me, Hazard is a great player, Salah is a great player, but I would go for Mohamed Salah hands down for me, because he has he has proven time and time again, season to season, that he is reliable. And where will Liverpool be without his goals? Every season since he came into Liverpool, he has been the top scorer. No other person has scored more goals than him. So, for me, it's Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah over Hazard from Irate. Margaret, you want to say something?
Yes, John. Actually, my question is a question I'm directing it to Kunle.
Okay.
I want to ask him, who would he choose if you have an all-round attacker who will give you 15 goals per season, and an all-round striker who will guarantee you at least 30, 25 goals per season? Who will you go for?
All right, Kunle, you're on the spot.
Hazard, like Irate actually said,
Yeah.
Hazard has been in a group of top players for many years. He has been for many years in Chelsea. In fact, he was in the Premier League. He came into the Premier League in 2012, and then Hazard came back in 2017 with Liverpool after going for 2 successive loans with Roma and Fiorentina. He didn't really do well at Chelsea, and then he came back to Liverpool. From the first season he came into Liverpool, we saw what Salah has actually done. From the first season, he has scored over 20 goals. And then Hazard, very good player, but he has been inconsistent when it comes to goals. So I actually think him picking, it is his choice. Him picking Hazard over Salah, it actually doesn't go well with me, because I go with Salah anytime, any day.
I will give you Kunle's address to go ahead.
Okay.
Oshodi is no place for women. No, he wants to let man up and beat me.
Who told you they don't beat? Margaret. What is the meaning of that? There are women who stay here in Oshodi. Nothing happens. That was in the past. Oshodi is not like that. I don't know why you people keep having that orientation of Oshodi is really different.
Course, yeah, I'm just joking, but Oshodi is actually a cool place. It's actually cool. One of these days, hopefully, you take me around Oshodi and get me some very chilled, Hopefully, one day.
Okay, no problem. Just let me know when you're coming. So just to react to what you said, Margaret. Okay, you said what I would pick. I would say that I am not someone who has this preference for how many goals this person can give and all. I'm not really after the numbers. If a player can give you 15 goals a season consistently, that is not bad. You see, what we fail to realize is that what is important is the results coming. If the results are coming and it is leading to success, then that is the end of it. Okay, that ends it there. Look at Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney was hardly getting up to 20 goals a season. There were was it not only 2 seasons, I think, in his old Manchester United career that I think he was able to score 20-something goals, and that was because he played as the main striker. But in the other seasons, he was doing more of assisting for players. So he wasn't scoring much, but he was assisting, right? And we were getting the results, and success was coming. So I'm not bothered about whether you score 15 goals. Even if you are scoring 10 goals, those 10 goals that you score might actually be crucial. But of course, you have to complement it too with assists, right? So, and that's why I think, again, like I said, Hazard was this kind of colossal figure, because in as much as you might say that, okay, yes, Hazard was surrounded by players like Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, and the likes. But you should put into context that by the time Eden Hazard was coming, those guys had more or less had their best years ahead of them, which was from 2000. Because I think Eden Hazard came, was it not 2012? Yes, 2012. He was among the signings of Roberto Di Matteo, if I am correct. That was after they had won the Champions League. So, the best part of Chelsea was that period of 2004 to that 2012. So, after that 2012 till Hazard left, which was, I think, 17, 18, or was it 19? he was, you understand, it was no longer about Lampard, Drogba, and all. It was about him, and he was the focal point. And this was a name that was, he was everywhere in the Premier League. I mean, like Robbie said, we know what this guy was capable of. Now, not taking anything away from Mohamed Salah again, but then, like I said, Mohamed Salah had good supporting cast of players around him, right? But Eden Hazard was more or less,
Only
both
I don't
the
know
goal
how
scorer
else
and the support cast
I
as
don't know
well.
how else
Hey,
I can
Kunle, they will
spell
fight
this
you.
assertion. Because I
Yeah,
mentioned some names. I just mentioned some
yeah,
names regarding this
yeah,
same claim that you are making. I mentioned Fabregas at his peak. Matic was the best
yeah.
defensive midfielder, if not in the world at that time,
At
in
that
the
time,
Premier
yeah.
League. We are talking about
Okay.
the Diego Costa that was banging in goals, Mata, that was one of the best
Yeah.
attacking midfielders in the world. So please, what other supporting
Okay.
cast are you talking about? I really want to understand that claim.
Well, Kunle,
Okay.
I think I'll
Yeah.
give them. I'll give them your address. And they should meet you
No
in
problem.
front. They should meet you in front.
No problem. No problem.
All right,
No
let's move
problem.
on. Let's move on to this. Once again, please smash the like on the video. This is Michelle. Comment if you're watching us anywhere you're watching us from. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. We are moving on to this genuine lineup for the next season for between Chelsea and Arsenal. And I want Ire to please help us delve into this. There's this controversy going on over and over and over again. That, for example, Chelsea, look at the lineup. This probably the probable lineup coming up for Chelsea next season. And look at Arsenal. You can see the changes from Arsenal's side. I'm talking about new people, new players coming into the fold. Irate, what do you think about this lineup for Chelsea? Is it a winning team? Could some surprises be coming up from Chelsea? And look also the different tactics from Arsenal as well. Is there anything you want to look into it to tell us, Irate, for this two team lineup?
I would say for me, Arsenal with their signings and with the way I said Pep Arteta likes to play. I mean, we saw him copy some part of Pep's tactics last season. Yes. So I expect him to do the same. I expect him to go with a 3-2-4-1, if I'm correct. Yeah, 3-2-4-1 with White, Saliba, Gabriel at the back. Then probably Rice and Timber in midfield. Then in front of them, Havertz and Odegaard with Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka up front. That's what I expect. I mean, this formation it works well. I mean, for Man City, not many teams can do that. Yeah. But also let's remember that Man City, to a large extent, were matched in the final by Inter Milan, despite using the same formation. So, and also, do you have a player who can play the hybrid role Stones is playing? Because if you are left exposed just with a back three facing maybe 3 or 4 attackers at a time, that can lead to some defensive struggles. So if you are going to play this formation, it's better you understand it, and there will be one player who will be able to play that Stones role very well. Who that player is, I don't know, for Arsenal. Also, Declan Rice, if he's going to play like a lone midfielder, let's say it's a 4-3-3, like what we are seeing right here, with Havertz and Odegaard in front of him. Havertz and Odegaard are not the best defensively. So Declan Rice would have to be the water carrier for the midfield.
Yeah.
And that might also leave them exposed to attacks. I mean, I wouldn't say Arsenal right now are not going to challenge. I think they will challenge with the signings they have made. But are those signings enough to get them to the title? We'll wait and see. But Havertz for me in that role and Odegaard, 2 attacking midfielders, I think for me that can leave a huge gap in midfield.
Yeah.
For Arsenal. For Chelsea, they will still have to sign midfielders. I don't think Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez is what they will have in midfield next season. I think there are still talks regarding Caicedo.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the question about Chelsea. it's still yet to go away. Who is scoring the goals for Chelsea? We don't know.
Michael Jackson.
Right now,
This
right now they've not signed another 21-year-old, and they have whose goal ratio has not been the best in La Liga himself. So now they have 3 young strikers in Fofana, Broja, and Jackson. So I mean, Pochettino, we all know, is tactically sound. Is probably maybe going to play in Fuku as a false now. We don't know. But I think Pochettino in his press conferences, it sounds confident of, taking this team back to where it belongs and making sure that he hits the ground running from day one. So I think Pochettino, it might take some time, maybe not next season. He would blend the squad and make sure that there's a balance in attack and defense for that squad. So it might take some time, but I think Chelsea next season, we shouldn't expect much from them. But from Arsenal, with the amount of money they have spent, there is no reason for Arteta not to challenge for the league title again. Probably even keep it next season. So but I mean, those are expectations. Like from me so far, things can still change. We have about 3 months of the transfer window to go. So let's see how that goes.
All right, thank you so much for that insightful talk there from Irate. We want to everybody, we're going to the Sports Today paper talk. Let's see what the paper is saying. Bayern Leverkusen signed Xhaka from Arsenal for £21.4 million. That's a chicken change. Azpilicueta joins Atletico after Chelsea departure. Mason Mount, already a Manchester United fan, player, and Arsenal defender Saliba pens 4-year deal. I think that's a good one from Arsenal to pen down this guy, that Saliba 4-year deal. That's also a very great one from Arsenal. The Ancelotti will become Brazil boss in 2024, says the president. Fantastic. Also, there's some players in Manchester United refuse to leave. Harry Maguire has been penciled down to leave, but who is going to buy him? I don't know. Maybe Kunle will have a solution to that. And also, Mbappe needs to sign a new contract to stay at PSG. Manchester United edging closer. The message right now is like Onana is already on the. It's very close, very very close at the moment. Let's start with this paper talk. I'm going to start with you, Robbie. Robbie, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, the transfer quadrum facing Manchester United right now about some players refuse to leave. What's your take on that?
No, saying players are refusing to leave is not correct. I think United have not been able to get those players out, and I think it is one major issue for them. One of the good news is United are close to agreeing a deal for Andre Onana. That is one. Yeah. That is one very, very good news right now for United. But I think there is still a problem. And where is the problem? The problem is that United are finding it difficult to conduct smooth transfer business. They are finding it very, very difficult. The deals drag on for too long, and they don't build on that momentum to go back into the market and get their deals sorted out. And I will always use Arsenal as a reference point. When Arsenal went in for Jurgen Timber, there was no other team that came knocking on the door. Let's not forget that this is one player that United wanted to sign this time last season. So for Arsenal going in and of course keeping that deal as fast as possible, we all can see the results right now. Same thing for Liverpool when they went in for McAllister. Same thing for Arsenal again when they went in for Declan Rice. So I think United are struggling in the transfer window. For the guys in the team that they are finding it difficult to offload is the likes of Harry Maguire. His wage bill is too much. And the thing is, once players have tasted that kind of money, it is very difficult for you to talk them out of reducing their wage bill for a team, most especially that is not competing for laurels in the EPL. Tottenham will not buy Harry Kane. Chelsea will not touch Harry Kane. Arsenal will not even look at Harry Kane. Liverpool will never dream of Harry Kane. Of Harry Maguire. Of Harry Maguire. So it just tells you the issue right now. So for a team, Newcastle will not even touch Harry Maguire. That is just the very funny thing. So the teams who are more or less going to look at Harry Maguire are maybe Fulham, Brighton. I doubt if Brighton will even look at Harry Maguire. Fulham, West Ham, and so on and so forth. But the issue is these clubs don't have the kind of money United have to pay these players. So that is one of the issues that United is facing in trying to offload players like that. So I think United really need to sit back and think about this whole thing in another way. Chelsea, on the other hand, have been able to offload players. Christian Pulisic's deal to AC Milan just got completed today. So look at how many players Chelsea have been able to offload, and look at the time frame. Now the thing here, the magic there is the time frame and the relative ease that Chelsea have been able to drive away all these players. Mendy, Koulibaly, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, name it, Kante. Chelsea have been able to discard them with relative ease. And that is one thing that United are finding difficult to do. So for United, I don't know. I think United will struggle this season. I think.
All right, let me move on.
I want to maybe hit back at something Robbie said. Where now about where you say that United are finding it difficult to maybe sign players compared to Chelsea. Now, I am not denying that, right? But you see, in the case of where there is an interest in a player and they actually want to get it, like in the case of Mason Mount, right? I know, yes, the deal dragged, but you see, it only dragged, and I think that's because it was very much publicized in the news. You see, when it comes to clubs like Chelsea, or let's say Liverpool, it's not like maybe these clubs too do not spend time. Getting deals over the line is not something like is done in a day or 2 or 3. It's something that they've probably been in talks with for maybe since far back as when the season was still on and all. So, but of course, when it is now getting closer to the line is where there will be a media spin. But you see, in the case of Manchester United, because of the kind of attention Manchester United has, see, every little detail, they are on it. So it will be like as if maybe the club doesn't want to sign, right? Or maybe the club is dragging. Meanwhile, for other clubs, they're actually doing the same thing. But it's just that because they are not united with the kind of attention United gets, there is really no interest in it. Because you look at City, for instance. When Mateo Kovacic signed, if Mateo Kovacic was going to move to Manchester United, trust me, he will have been in the news. Look at how Mason Mount was. So it just goes to tell you that, see, Manchester United is if anything is happening, United is in the news, whether good or bad. So I think that is just something. Personally, I don't like it. I just wish United had that kind of low profile like City or Liverpool, where they could just go about their business without noise. But for United's own case, you don't understand. Even if they say Mount is going to the toilet, they will report it. You understand? So that's what I wanted to say. Yes.
All right. I want to throw these questions to Irate regarding to this paper talk about Chelsea as being the greatest team in England by Pochettino. Irate, that's a word that I'm sure you won't like it. Is there anything you want to talk about it? When Pochettino is saying Chelsea has been the greatest team in England. What's your take on that?
I mean, he said for the last maybe 10 years or thereabouts or something.
Yeah,
Chelsea has been one of the biggest teams, without doubt, in England ever since, Abramovich bought the club. But I mean, he has to say it because he has to say good things about the club. He's joining the club that just employed him. So I understand, that aspect of the job, which didn't sit down well with, some Tottenham fans, but, let them, they know Chelsea's way above them right now, as far as London is concerned. So, but I think he said the right thing for Chelsea fans, but we as neutrals know that is not the correct assertion, based on the fact that in the last 10 years, I don't think any other club has won more than Man City in England. So, that is open to debate that Chelsea have not been as successful as Man City has in the last 10 years. But I understand where it's coming from. He's trying to say the right things in the press con. That was his first press conference, I think. So, that sits well with Chelsea fans, but other Premier League fans, we know it's just sweet talking Chelsea fans and trying to say the things that will make them warm to him. So, but as far as last 10 years is concerned, I don't think anyone comes close to Man City.
All right. Let's switch on to what is going on in Africa. That's Nigeria straight up. I'm going to start with you, Robbie. Robbie, what is going on? Talk to me, Robbie. What is going on with this? Give us a full insight of what is going on right now in
Nigeria.
What is going
on? A lot.
Yes.
A lot is going on. Okay. I think this whole.
You're breaking. Your line is breaking, Robbie.
Started, I think it escalated. It had been going on for like about 2-3 weeks. Where I think it's because of the network. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, no problem. It's raining here, so I am so sorry about the network. Like I said, the back and forth between the NFF Director of Communications, that is Mr. Olajire, and the NFF and the Super Falcons coach has been going on back and forth for like about 2 weeks. And yesterday was when it hit more or less its climax, because the Super Falcons coach Randy Wardle went gaga on media, and of course the man decided to it was more or less like an exclusive confession from the coach. So about 2 weeks ago, the coach was talking about the preparations for the team for the World Cup, and from what we heard, that the coach that Randy Wardle wanted to hold a training camp in Abuja, and the NFF hierarchy felt that there was no need for it because of fund. That was one. Two, the players that Randy Wardle wanted to review will have already submitted to FIFA as the team that will represent Nigeria. So they said there's no point hosting a tourist camping in Abuja that would cost more money. Why not just take this team to Australia, start your camping there, let them acclimatize, and then what transpired between April as what happened leading into yesterday, where Randy Wardle came out and said he was not scared of whatever that was going to happen. The coach of the national team, that the NFF, not for one day, asked him, "Coach, what do you need?" And that he would have walked away from the club. I am quoting as much as I can remember. And he said that he would have walked away from the job if not for the girls or if not for the players. So that was where the issue started yesterday. And guess what? Again, the NFF Director of Communication, as usual, Mr. Olajire, said on a WhatsApp group. So whatever it is you see that was credited to the NFF Director of Communication was actually said in a WhatsApp group that was lifted and it was shown to the public. So he said in that WhatsApp group that Randy Wardle was a blabbermouth and that the coach is the most incompetent coach that Nigeria has ever employed at the ends of affair as regards the Super Falcons, and that the Super Falcons more or less is the team that is making or will make his CV look prettier on the face. Now, the question everybody is asking is, when you knew this coach was incompetent, why did you employ him? That is question one on one part. Secondly, Randy Wardle came out and said that he knew of the NFF's shenanigans when it comes to the payment of coaches, and that was the reason why he told them in clear terms that he was not going to resign his job in the US to take up the Super Falcons position. And the Amaju Pinnick-led administration said they did not have a problem with it. So apparently, Randy Wardle was a very smart coach, looking at the fact that he was not willing to go financially handicapped because of the fact that he wanted to take a position in Nigeria. Hence why he held on to his position in the US, that is with a university team, as their director of, I think, director of football, director of sports. So that is another question that Nigerians just got an answer to, because a lot of Nigerians were clamoring about, were angry about the fact that how can a coach of the national team be holding 2 jobs? So now, for somebody like me, I can understand where the man is coming from. Because if you're working for an NFF that initially was owing Randy Wardrobe 14 months salary, of which they just paid 7 months a couple. Yes, they just paid 7 months 7 months salary a couple of months ago. How do you expect such a man to survive? How do you expect such a man to survive when the solution that says it is flame? And added to the flame is the fact that the NFF somehow, I don't know how the word got out to the players. They told the players that they don't have any bonuses to pay them for the World Cup. And the players too have responded saying that they will not play that match against Canada as their own way of protesting the message they got from the NFF. So that is the yam pepper scatter that is going on right now.
Yay. I'm going to ask Margaret. Margaret, this is the Women's World Cup. And what's your take on this? What is going on? How do you see? How do you feel about this? Margaret, talk to me, please. I think I lost Margaret is not there.
Yeah, Margaret is here.
All right, talk to me. Please talk to me. What's your take on this?
Honestly, the Don, it is really, really devastating. I'm actually upset because of the way the NFF have been running sports in Nigeria. It's not welcoming at all. When we're supposed to have good leaders who will run football in a very nice way, whereby Nigeria can be seen as one of the top country when it comes to sport, but rather we're seeing that our sport is going down because of the kind of people that we're having. And then in less than 10 days, also in less than 13 or 12 days, the World Cup will begin in Australia, and nothing has been done. No preparation, nothing. And then even the bonuses that these women are supposed to get are not even done. The money FIFA gives in every World Cup tournament, and according to Wardrobe, it was given back in October, and then up till now they've not been given that money in preparation. So it is really, really devastating. It is annoying. How do they want these women to do well? And according to report, they are planning to boycott the opening match against Canada, which will be very wrong. It won't really speak well for the country. It won't speak well at all. They've been doing this time without number. It has happened even in basketball. It has happened even between the match African nations. I think one of the women's nations, African Cup nations, one certain time with other Zambia, it has happened. The same thing.
Yes, that was the last year's edition in Zambia.
Last year's edition. The same thing also happening now. What are the excuses that the NFF are giving? What are these? And then the director of communications coming out to say this kind of thing on like. It seems he has forgotten that this is social media age. This is the age whereby people goes and dig out certain things. And you're coming in to say this kind of thing. Is that what kind of defensive response was that? So honestly, I actually don't see these women doing well in the. I'm sorry to say, in as much as I want them to do very well, but I actually don't see them performing well in the in World Cup in the coming days. I don't see them performing well because there is no motivation, and a lot of things are happening. No motivation. The bonuses these ladies are getting nowhere. Many of them are actually playing in clubs where they don't get real good pay.
Yeah.
Not all of them would be like Ashola and the Atletico Madrid lady. None of them. Most
Rashidat
of them,
Ajibade.
yeah, actually, yeah. Rashida, yeah, not all of them actually plays in with top European clubs. And then the NFF, what happened? Instead of encouraging this lady, instead of bringing in the money NFF have given.
Wow, I think I lost Margaret there. Over to you, Irate. Irate, what do you think is going on, please? Irate, do you have anything to say about this shambolic?
I've actually not been following Nigerian football for some time now because, like I said, it's in order to keep my sanity, I've been away from Nigeria as a whole, not even Super Eagles, everything as a whole. So, but what I can say is there's nothing here that is a surprise. There's nothing new. I think I have a screenshot from 1984, if I'm correct. BBC.
You have it?
I think I saved it somewhere. Same situation about players not getting paid.
1984.
So you can see that this is a long-standing problem. This is not something that just started yesterday, and it shouldn't even be a surprise at all. So Nigerian football it's a circus. It's being run by clowns who should not even be there not just even football, like the sports itself, Ministry of Sports. So I think the decay will continue. I don't think it will get better anytime soon. But it's a shame. It's a shame that we claim to be African giants and we don't act as one. So hopefully, I think they always find a way to patch it up one way or another, and probably even shamelessly transport cash to these ladies just to play the match and then continue to owe them after the tournament. So, Nigerian football, that's why I tell people I don't blame players who decide to represent other countries at some point. So, all of this can drive you crazy as a professional, knowing that you are going to play and you are not going to get paid. I mean, there's no rational person who will want to be in that situation. So, hopefully it gets resolved, but will changes be coming anytime soon in Nigerian football? No, I don't think that is happening anytime soon.
Kunle, what's your take on this? Kunle, talk to me. What is going on in Nigeria? What's your take on this, Kunle? Kunle, this is getting serious right now.
Like I think I said earlier before the show began, it's not today we are having. We've had this before. I mean, we've had the Super Falcons go all the way to the was it not the National Assembly in Abuja?
Abuja.
To go and protest over unpaid wages after they won the African Women's Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
So so it's only rather actually sad that you are having this coming at the World Cup where the team should be focused, should be preparing and all. But then I think it only goes to show you where our football is and where the NFF, who are supposed to be the governing body of football in this country, where they are. Because if you are having this kind of things that is happening, it goes to tell you that, it's going to be very difficult for you to see, for you to see something that will really project Nigeria, globally. And that is just the truth. It's rather unfortunate, but that's the reality, right? And we can't shy away from it. Now they are, like I think Robbie mentioned it, that maybe the players are going to make a protest, maybe they are not going to execute maybe they're not going to play their first game against Canada. I don't even know what's going to happen, because if they don't do that, you are going to be drawing the attention of FIFA. And well, let's not even pray that happens, because if that happens, I mean, it's going to draw global attention, and you don't want Nigeria to be in Nigeria in the global headlines for the wrong reasons. Not after we've had a Hilda Basi who has put Nigeria in the global spotlight after breaking Guinness World Record. We're not going to be having exactly. You're laughing, Robbie. It's true.
Let NFF to break their own record.
But then again, I think it only goes to tell you that, I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not saying this, I am saying this without an apology, that It just goes to tell you that the NFF do not have vision. Because if the NFF had vision, like, how do you come out with such a statement? How does a communications director come out with such, like, as in, don't they know one or two things about PR? I mean, there's a way you actually, okay, even if Waldron came out and said all those things, right? There's a way the NFF should at least come out to address the situation, to, to bring some confidence that, okay, this, and then, they sort it out in the, and they sort it out in the background. You understand?
Yeah.
Take for instance, look at what Cristiano Ronaldo, look at how he came out and said so much about Manchester United. But you didn't see Manchester United come out and want to come and start going on the defensive. You understand? They didn't do that. All they just did was, oh yeah, we are not doing again. Oh yeah, let's terminate your contract and be going. And that was it. No noise. So, if this is how you want to make Randy Waldrum go or something, you can do that and don't make noise. I mean, even this person, he was sacked before Spain went to the World Cup in 1 year. Is it not sorry, what's the name of this man? Lopetegui. Because he took the Real Madrid. You understand? There was no noise.
Yeah, yes.
You understand? Yes. They brought in someone. You understand? They brought in, was it not Fernando Hierro, and he executed it, and they moved on. But Nigeria is fire for fire. So it's rather unfortunate, but I think, like Robbie said, so welcome to Nigeria.
I tell you, welcome to Nigeria. Before we wrap up the show, I want us to quickly talk about Mbappe. Irate, what do you think about Mbappe's contract at the moment? I think is it going to sign for PSG? I mean, Mbappe needs to sign a new contract to stay at PSG. Do you think Mbappe will do that, Irate?
Yeah, that's another circus.
That's another circus. Right, yeah,
and it's Mbappe transfer masterclass we are looking at ongoing. I mean, this whole issue about Mbappe has started since last season about whether he's going to sign, he's not signing. Yeah. And, it even got to the extent of the French president and other dignitaries getting involved. I mean, I don't think it's all for what. It's not worth it, in my opinion, for all of this to be happening. If Mbappe wants to leave, let him leave. Get the money and rebuild the team for the new manager. It's as simple as that. So, right now, what I think Mbappe is trying to do is he wants to run down his contract because he's going to get a huge sign-on fee if he goes to Real Madrid on a free transfer. And also, I heard there's a loyalty bonus he's going to get sometime maybe in December or January from PSG, which is also a huge amount as well. And in January, you'll be free to sign for any club. Yeah. So PSG chairman has come out to say that is not going to happen, and has even gone as far as threatening Mbappe to sell his teammates, which is very laughable. That he was going to sell his teammates if Mbappe doesn't sign a new contract and stay at PSG. So for me, how the situation ends, I think Mbappe for me has the upper hand. He can decide not to sign and leave for free, which would be a disaster considering the amount of money they brought him in for, and the fact that he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the world at this moment. So they might have to get lowballed by maybe Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid are just sitting, waiting in the wings and enjoying
they're just waiting.
enjoying the circus going on. And maybe if they decide, okay, we have to sell you. I think he has been given till the end of this month to make a decision and sign a new contract. Yeah. Otherwise, starting from August, they'll be looking to sell him. So I think where my end is, Real Madrid brings in a lower offer of maybe like 100 million euros, which I'm not sure they even have right now, from Mbappe, or something even lower if PSG don't want to lose him on a free next season.
Wow.
So this is not good for Luis Enrique coming in as a new manager. He will want his squad prepared physically and mentally for the new season. Any manager who takes the PSG job is always under pressure to deliver, especially the Champions League. So it's not good for Luis Enrique. I think they want to resolve this as soon as possible. But whatever resolution they reach, I still think Mbappe is going to be the winner from this current conundrum going on.
Oh, well, this is how far we can go tonight. Anything you want to add up to it? Margaret, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up the show?
Okay. I was actually thinking we're going to quickly talk about Ancelotti's
Oh yeah. Right.
yes,
All right.
him
Oh,
being
what
the
do you want to say
next
about that?
Brazilian manager.
All right.
Oh
What do you
well,
want to say about
I actually feel that it's good, but there's going to be a lot at stake. It might actually affect Madrid in some way, because I remember there was a time Sir Alex wanted to retire, and
Yeah.
that was in 2021, 2022. At
Yes.
least I read about that. So, and he made it public, and that actually affected United performance. And that season, Arsenal won the title or so. Either Arsenal, someone else won the title or so, according to what I actually find out. And that was why he actually kept the 2013 a secret. He just retired once and for all, and not giving people clue ahead. So I don't know. I just feel that they should have just made it a kind of secret, and when it's that time, then it would have appointed him. But then I feel that they're appointing him, he will take over in June 2024. What if during that time Madrid are already in the final of the Champions League, will be playing
Allah.
final, and also him taking just few days or few weeks to Copa America?
America.
Isn't it? Isn't it? It's actually don't really buy that idea. They would have started him from the beginning. I actually don't know how he's going to do if Madrid gets to Champions League final. How will he be able to manage that? Have you thought about that?
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point there. I think this is how far we can go tonight. Irate, I want to quickly ask you what's going on with Liverpool. I think you guys are done with the signings for this next season. I think that's okay for Liverpool at the moment.
If we are done already, that would be sad, because I don't.
Because
Despite those two signings we have
Yeah,
made, I don't
that's-
think we can compete. Maybe top 4 at best, because like I said, there is no amount of players we bring in that would cover for the deficiencies we have, or a major deficiency in the team,
Which
is
deficiency?
which is Trent
Which one?
playing at right back.
Oh, okay.
So if Trent continues playing at right back, if you like, bring in the old Fabio Cannavaro and add John Terry to him, pair him with John Terry at the back, we are
That's
still
spot.
going to continue leaking goals. And also, we are talking about a Fabinho that was very, very poor, one of the worst players in the Premier League last season. And you are not looking to replace him right now. He's probably still going to start. So you are bringing in attacking players. What about defensively? How about Joe Gomez, Matip, and Konate that are injury prone? How about the Van Dijk that wasn't at his best last season? Are you just going to turn on a switch for all of these guys to come back to the way they were? So despite those two signings, I'm really not excited going into next season. I think those signings will improve us, but maybe top 4 at best. I don't see us challenging for the title. I mean, like I said, there's still a long way to go in the transfer window, so we'll see.
All right, people. This is how far we can go. Please smash the like on the video, and it is what it is. I'm going to sign you off, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. Please don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like on the video for Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us on this one.
Hey, thank you, Didon, for having me, and have a lovely weekend.
All right, you too. Bye for now. Irate in the building. Thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe, smash the like on the video, and share this video. One love, bro. I appreciate for joining us.
Thanks, Didon. Thanks for having me.
All right. Robbie Fowler, that's why I call you today. Robbie, thank you so much. I hope everything's going to be all right with Nigeria. One love. Bro, thank you so much for joining us on this one. Robbie, I think it's raining. It's raining right there. All right, Kule. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. Bye.
Thanks, boss.
All right.
Yes, boss. Appreciate. Yes, boss.
Right.
Take care.
Enjoy your weekend, bro. All right, people, smash the like on the video. This is Alpha. The big man himself can go tonight, and I tell you, it is what it is. On our show next week, We're going to start launching our website. It's coming on. Our website will be www.oneistv. That's ONEISTV.com. Be on the lookout. It's going to be a brand new website, entirely action-packed, where you can read what is going on. And also, putting this on the screen, the Stars on Sports is about to be launched by next week as well. Please stay tuned. You'll be seeing stars. You could be the next star, and I tell you, it's going to be loud. You'll be seeing all the actresses, you'll be actors. You can see all social media content creators joining us on this one. It's going to be loud. On this one, once again, I appreciate you guys. Join us in the community anytime you're watching it. Every Friday, every Monday is shown on the screen. Is the right spot to hear this undiluted sport news right here. They call me the Don of Sport Entertainment. Bye for now.